Welcome back to Monday Night Football Preview. We have one game on the schedule tonight, but it is a heavyweight matchup with serious AFC playoff implications. The Kansas City Chiefs travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars under the lights in Duval County. It is not just another primetime game. It is a test of identity for both teams. Kansas City enters with one of the most efficient offenses in football and a defense that has quietly become the heart of their success. Jacksonville comes in leading the NFL in takeaways and riding the kind of defensive surge that can change the balance of a season. Before we get into predictions, let us set the stage. The Jaguars are rocking their 1990s throwback uniforms. Teal tops, white pants, old school lettering, the classic growling Jaguar on the helmet. It is a nod to the franchise's early days when expansion energy and attitude defined the team. Across the field, Kansas City stays true to tradition with their deep red and gold. Two eras of football colliding under bright lights. This game carries more than nostalgia. It is about proving legitimacy. Jacksonville sits at 4-1, and while the record looks impressive, every win has raised new questions. Can Trevor Lawrence lead sustained drives against elite defenses? Can the offensive line protect long enough to let deep roots develop? And can Doug Peterson's system maintain balance against teams that load the box to stop Travis Etienne? For Kansas City, it is about consistency. The Chiefs are 3-1 heading into the week. The offense is starting to click again after a slow September. Patrick Mahomes has been sharp, but the real story has been the defense. They are top 5 in both scoring, defense, and third down stops. Spagnuolo's group is creating chaos up front and forcing teams to play mistake-free football for 60 minutes. Let us start with Jacksonville. The Jaguars lead the NFL with 13 takeaways through 4 games. That is not a fluke. It is the result of a scheme built on aggression. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile has transformed this unit into an attacking defense that wins with discipline and pursuit. They crowd the line, disguise pressures, and create opportunities for one-on wins in the trenches. Look at Eric Armstead last week against the 49ers. Late in the game, he beats the center clean off the snap, forces a fumble, and seals the win. That play captured everything about this new Jaguars defense. Relentless, opportunistic, and confident. But the real difference has been finishing drives. Last season, Jacksonville forced only 9 turnovers all year. This season, they already have 13 and have turned those into 41 points. That is the key stat. It is not just about stealing possessions. It is about converting those moments into offense. When you win the turnover battle and score off those plays, you tilt the field, shorten drives, and take pressure off your quarterback. That has been the Jaguars' formula. Now, on the other sideline is the complete opposite approach. Kansas City rarely gives the ball away. Through the first month, they have only 1 turnover. That ties for the fewest in the NFL. Mahomes and Reed treat ball security like currency. Their record proves it. The Chiefs are 39-0 when they win the turnover battle. 39-0. That is one of the most remarkable streaks in the modern era. So tonight, it is strength versus strength. The team that takes it away against the team that never gives it away. For Jacksonville to win, they have to disrupt Mahomes early. Pressure alone will not do it. You need coverage discipline. The Chiefs love to stretch zones horizontally with motion, fake jet sweeps, and quick crossers. That forces linebackers to move, and one hesitation opens a window. The Jaguars linebackers, led by Foyesade Oluokun, have been outstanding in pursuit. But against Kansas City, communication is everything. Mahomes has built a career on manipulating defenders with his eyes. He makes you choose between helping on Travis Kelce underneath or staying home against the deep root. If you guess wrong once, it becomes a touchdown drive. Let us talk about Trevor Lawrence. This is a statement game for him. National stage, facing the reigning Super Bowl champion quarterback, and playing with expectations that he should already be among the elite. Lawrence has shown flashes, but not full consistency. His completion rate sits around 70%, which is solid, but the explosive plays have not been there. The Jaguars have relied heavily on the run game and quick screens to Brenton Strange and Travis Etienne. When you have a weapon like Brian Thomas Jr., you have to stretch the field. Thomas is 6'4", runs like a track sprinter, and can win any 50-50 ball. Yet he has not led the team in receiving in any game this season. That has to change. The Chiefs' defense will load the box to slow Etienne. They rank top 10 against the run, and Spagnuolo loves forcing young quarterbacks into third and long. The Jaguars' third down efficiency is just 35%, 26th in the league. Kansas City's defense on third down ranks 9th, holding teams to 34% conversions. That gap could decide the night. For Lawrence to succeed, he must attack early downs. Quick reads, rhythm throws, get Thomas involved on slants and posts, and force Kansas City to respect the deep threat. Once that happens, the run game opens back up. Etienne is averaging 6 yards a carry, 5th in the NFL. When he gets room, he can control the tempo and keep Mahomes watching from the sideline. Now on the other side, Kansas City finally found rhythm last week against Baltimore. The Chiefs dropped 37 points, their highest total since 2023. But was that offensive breakout a real turning point or simply a reflection of how bad the Ravens' defense has become? That is the question. The biggest adjustment Reid made was putting Mahomes under center more often. It sounds small, but it changed the flow of the offense. With Mahomes under center, play action becomes a real threat, and running lanes open up for Pacheco. It also creates time for deeper crossing routes, which helps receivers like Xavier Worthy. Worthy's return is a major storyline. His speed forces defenses to back up. That gives Travis Kelce space underneath to operate. When you have those two working in sync, the field suddenly stretches in every direction. Against Baltimore, Worthy led the team in both receiving and rushing, which shows how dynamic he can be. But he is coming into this game banged up. If he is less than 100%, Kansas City loses its vertical threat, and the Jaguars safeties can creep up closer to the line. That is where Jacksonville can steal a possession or two. The Chiefs' offense has evolved. They are not as explosive as the Tyreek Hill years, but they are more methodical. They rely on spacing, timing, and efficiency. The problem has been the offensive line. Protection has been inconsistent, especially on the interior. When Mahomes is forced off his spot, his improvisation still works, but you can see the strain. That is where Jacksonville has to attack. Collapse the pocket inside, make Mahomes drift laterally, and finish the play. You cannot just pressure him. You have to finish. Because when he escapes, that is when he becomes most dangerous. Let us look at history for a second. Patrick Mahomes is 5-0 against the Jaguars. He averages over 300 passing yards per game and completes more than 70% of his throws against them. Even when he suffered a high ankle sprain back in 2022, the Chiefs still beat Jacksonville and went on to win the Super Bowl. That kind of dominance matters. It is not just numbers, it is confidence. Mahomes knows how to handle Jacksonville's defensive looks. Still, this Jaguars team is not the same as that one. They are faster on defense, better coached, and playing with belief. Duval County will be loud tonight. It is the first time in years that Jacksonville fans feel like contenders, not underdogs. Let us talk strategy. Kansas City's game plan will likely center around tempo and spacing. Expect Reid to open with quick passes, design screens, and motion to slow the Jaguars' pass rush. Once the defense hesitates, they will hit with inside zones and play action. For Jacksonville, the priority is physicality. They need to win the line of scrimmage, force Kansas City into third and longs, and make them play from behind the chains. Every time you give Mahomes third and short, you lose the advantage. If the Jaguars can hold Kansas City under 100 rushing yards, that is step one. Step two is converting their own turnovers into points. You cannot just intercept Mahomes and settle for field goals. Touchdowns decide this game. Now, let us dive into matchups. Travis Kelce against the Jaguars linebackers is the most important. Kelce remains the heartbeat of the Chiefs' offense. When he gets going early, the entire rhythm follows. The Jaguars may rotate safety help or bracket him with a linebacker and nickel corner, but that leaves openings elsewhere. For the Jaguars, Brenton Strange has become an underrated piece of their passing attack. He leads the team in receiving yards and has become Lawrence's safety valve. If Kansas City keys on Thomas, Strange could quietly put together a productive night underneath. Another key matchup is on the edge. Josh Allen versus Donovan Smith. Allen has been Jacksonville's most consistent pass rusher, and Smith has been vulnerable against speed off the edge. If Allen can generate pressure without blitz help, it changes the entire defensive approach. For Kansas City, keep an eye on Isaiah Pacheco. His energy sets the tone. When he runs angry, the entire offense feeds off it. If he crosses 80 rushing yards, Kansas City usually wins. Let us zoom out for a moment. Both teams sit among the AFC's top 6 in scoring margin. Both are playoff bound if they stay healthy. But this game is about seeding and momentum. The AFC is crowded. The Ravens, Bills, and Bengals are all in the mix. A win here gives you the tiebreaker edge down the line. Now let us project the flow of the game. Opening quarter, expect Jacksonville to come out with energy. The crowd will be roaring, and the defense will fly around. Early blitzes, tight coverage, maybe even a turnover. But Kansas City has seen it all before. Mahomes will weather the storm, use short passes to settle in, and then start probing deeper routes. By halftime, it could be close. Something like 14-10 either way. Second half, coaching adjustments will matter. Doug Peterson knows Andy Reid well. He was Reid's offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. That history makes for a fascinating chess match. Reid knows Peterson's tendencies, and Peterson knows Reid's rhythm. Expect both to script new wrinkles after halftime. If the Jaguars are leading, watch for Reid to go hurry up and spread the field. If the Chiefs are leading, expect them to lean on Pacheco and Kelce to control the clock. The fourth quarter will come down to red zone execution. Jacksonville has been solid there, scoring touchdowns on 60% of trips. Kansas City, as always, finds creative ways to score near the goal line. Mahomes shovel passes, misdirection screens, Travis Kelce isolation routes. One mistake could swing the outcome. So who wins? Let us break it down by the numbers. Offensively, Kansas City averages 26 points per game. Jacksonville averages 24. Defensively, the Chiefs allow just under 18, while the Jaguars allow around 20. On paper, Kansas City holds a slim edge in balance. In turnover differential, Jacksonville leads the league. That is their ace card. If they can win that battle by 2 or more, they likely win outright. Special teams could quietly play a role as well. The Jaguars' punt coverage has been excellent. Field position could decide the short drives that lead to points. So prediction time. I believe Jacksonville plays inspired football tonight. The throwback uniforms, the home crowd, the confidence from last week's win all combine for a strong start. The defense forces an early turnover, maybe even a red zone stand that electrifies the stadium. But Kansas City's experience and composure eventually settle the game. Mahomes has too many answers, and Andy Reid's halftime adjustments are the difference. The Jaguars will make it a fight, but Mahomes has never lost to them for a reason. Final score prediction, Chiefs 27, Jaguars 24. Kansas City wins by a field goal. Jacksonville covers the spread. The deciding factors, Mahomes' efficiency on third down and the health of Xavier Worthy. If Worthy plays close to full speed, Kansas City controls tempo. If he is limited, expect a tighter, low-scoring affair decided late by special teams or turnovers. Regardless of the outcome, this feels like a statement night for Jacksonville. Their defense is real, their quarterback is evolving, and Duval County is officially back on the football map. As for Kansas City, this game is about reminding everyone that even when the offense sputters early in the year, they find ways to win. Champions adjust, and that is exactly what Mahomes and Reid continue to do. So settle in. Monday Night Football, one game, 2 elite teams, throwback vibes, and a chance to watch 2 quarterbacks at very different stages of greatness. Who takes it? the rising contender or the reigning king? We will find out under the lights in Jacksonville